Good day. From our classic rock corner, stay tuned for a guitar tutorial on the soul of Queen's crazy little thing called love. We shall be right back.
Play like a pro at String Sound Studios.
Who does this? We did that last week. Good day. Once again, I'm Mike Violette of String Sound Studios, and in this live stream, we're going to be learning, once again, crazy little thing called Love Solo. The last time I live streamed, and happy holidays, happy New Year. I took a break for the, New Year and Christmas there and all that. So I hope you had a joyous one. And we're back. It's 2021. And if you're watching this 5 years from now, well, this is what I'm doing today. So we're going to do about 7 different concepts which will enable you to play this tune. All right. And again, my goal of my live streams is to be educational, entertaining, and exploratory on a variety of musical topics and styles and genres. And try to do these once a week. Doesn't always work out that way. So we are streaming to you from a bunch of different platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, Twitch. Hi, yes, and for the best experience, I think it's YouTube. Go to YouTube and check it out, and you got the chat box there. You should be able to chat with me, ask me questions and things like that. Now, I'm not going to do this with a backing track. I'm not going to say why. All right, I'll tell you. I didn't, it's been a tough week. I didn't have time to make one up. I have the backing track, as you know, if you watched the last one, from the whole crazy little thing called Love, but I don't want to play the whole song again, just do the solo. So, but it'll work fine without the backing track. Backing track is going to make one up with a band in the box, but it's been a tough week, and I did want to get this done this week and get it in, and who needs a backing track anyway? All right, I'll make one up and I'll send it to you if you ask down the line. Hello there, Corte de la France. What's going on Periscope? Hey, I'm Canadian French guy. Bonjour. Oh wait, it's bonsoir. Bonsoir. It's evening here, so anyway. Thanks for signing in there. I can't read your name, Alvaro. All right, so, and we'll get going in a minute. Here we go. What else? Okay, so you got the chat box there. Now, I'm going to talk about the concepts. Let's line them up here first. Then I'm going to zoom in, and we'll play it. And we'll go over and over it section by section and phrase by phrase, okay? So we have double stops. That's one thing in this solo, all right? And before I do that, this is a neat little solo. I like how he's conservative with the space. He does a lot of different techniques. He doesn't fly all over the guitar, and it's hip. Okay, but he double stops. We're going to talk about those. What are those? Well, we'll talk about them if you never heard of them. Bending notes, I'm sure you know what that is. Hammers, pull-offs, and slides. There's 3 things there, but we'll combine them all in one of nuance. And best possible fingerings and positions. Using space and good phrasing, and that's what he does in here, okay? And a little bit about effects. I'll talk about that later, okay? So let's get going. I'm going to zoom in here. Let's give the camera here. I hope my lighting looks good. I got some new Fabatex here. You can tell me how that looks. And we'll zoom over here. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to first start off, and we're going to play the solo from the beginning, phrase by phrase, okay? If you have any questions on what I'm doing, feel free to ask. Now, positionings, all right? Most of this is in 10th and 11th and 12th and 9th, okay? But it stays generally in this area, all right? And he starts out in 10th, but he slides to that. So at first, I'll do it with my thumb so you can see. I like to play right like this so you can see exactly what string, so not looking all the way down here, where the guitar is. And you're looking back and forth like this. Oh, let me do it this way, and I could back off a little bit and show you how to do it with a pick as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to do the first phrase. Now, he's going to slide into that. This is a double stop. If you can see, I'm using a capo, too. That's more of a minor point in there because the double stop is a capo, okay? But when you do that, try to keep that flat, this part of your finger flat. It should look something like this, okay? And using the tip here. Now I'm going to slide in from ninth. So I'm going to play this, and I'm going to slide. I'm not going to, right? See that? I'm sliding in. Okay? So here's how that first phrase sounds. Of course, you're going to want to down up strum that if you have a pick. All right. So you got to come in on the and. It's syncopated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Fine. Easy enough, right? This goes by pretty quick. He does play this pretty quick, though. He's playing it a lot faster than I'm doing it now. Of course, I'm teaching it to you, so I don't want to blaze through it. But we're doing this, all right? And then I'll go to the next phrase one more time. 3, 4, 1. All right? Now, what he does is he goes up to this position. And again, I'm not exactly sure how Brian May plays. I never studied his hands. This is what I hear. Okay? And I'm going to show you how I would play it, which most likely he's going to be doing a lot of those things. Okay? It would just make sense from a guitarist perspective. But maybe he does things a little bit differently. Now, what I do is I go to this 13th fret. I would say I'm still somewhat in 10th position here. And this is really vital, okay? I see people try to do, and they try to, why would you do that? Try to get that fourth finger in there, okay? So when you're playing this here, see what I'm doing? That's the last note of that little phrase there. But don't try to bend your third finger down coming from a bend. Don't do that. Hey, it's going to be very sloppy and tricky to do. So what you do is you almost like think of this as a chord, another double stop, right? You're not bending both, and you don't have that on there yet. But what he does is he does 2 Ds, bend up from the C. Then this is a triplet finger. Bend, release to the same C, and then pull it off to the B flat. So he's got a bend, a release, and then, and then 1. Then he does that. But let's take a listen to that bend. And you got some vibrato there. So make that as a main point. But if we take a look, this is tricky here. That triplet with the bend and release. Because remember, play this slow. It goes by quick. Alright? So, but we're going to do it slow. I'm going to take it right from that triplet. And you can vibrato that B flat. So from the D, let's back it up. This would be the beginning of the measure, right? And the beginning of that little phrase there. Then he follows up with this afterthought. So it's this, and that's what it's talking about. Let's get that, that's an F there, right? Let's get that with our fourth finger. See that? Hopefully, maybe I can zoom in a little more. You can see that pretty good. All right? I'll zoom in a little bit more so we can see really, really good when you watch the video. Okay, so it's real big on my monitor. I'm sure it's pretty big on whatever you're watching too, but I have a big monitor. All right, I'm going to take it from the edge. That's kind of a pickup into the solo. All right, and you have this 3, 4, 1. Stop. We'll do that again. Ready? 3, 4, 1. Rest, right? This is that like a B.B. King type thing. He plays some phrase, then he just does a little afterthought later. Right? So one more time, and then we'll continue. All right, let me try to do this here so you can see how I'm picking it. Okay, see that? Bend this up and put that there. Okay. Now, he does a double stop. Let's go to the next phrase, okay? He does this other long phrase here. Not that long, it's like a 2-bar phrase. He has this. So, you have that stock lick in there, buried in there somewhere. But he comes on with a double stop, again on syncopated on the and of 1. All right, 3, 4, 1. All right, and that's, I mean, this note could be in there too, but I stop on that G. 3, 4, 1. Same double stop. So what am I doing? I'm sliding into this. Then I play a B with my 4th finger. Mike, why are you playing the B with your 4th finger? Watch. That to me, again, you know, that's a little bit awkward. Now I have to do this. That. So watch. Okay? One more time. 3, 4, 1. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do this kind of bluesy country stock lick. All right. So you start out on this F sharp here. Go back to the F. Then you do a triplet. And that's hammered, so watch. Plays this note, then the F sharp, the F natural, then he hammers it. And we know what a hammer is. A hammer is playing the note by use of the left hand only and playing a lower note to a higher note, right? I'm getting the sound of this just by slapping it into the fretboard. When you do that, when you do a hammer, right, keep that finger really arched, and try to focus on playing more right here. Oh, hopefully the camera is going to focus. All right, let's hit it right here. That hard top, hard part of the fingertip. Depends what you're doing, but in this case you can. You're doing double stop hammer or something, you can't. So do that like that. So there's that shape. There's a D chord. Okay? And that's, of course, that's being played over a D chord. The chords in this a B flat. He does a D, a G, a D. Look at the score, listen to it. It's it's like more like the verse here. So there's your chords, your sound of your chords. That's where the backing track comes in. Good. Let's continue. All right. So I'm going to take that second phrase. Let me count off. Ready? Slow. 3, 4. Back to a double stop. All right. Now that time I'm hypocritical because I did play that with my 3rd finger, but I usually don't. So, ready? Let me do it the way I do it. 3, 4, 1. All right. So once again, 3, 4, 1. All right, this always reminds me of Leonard Skinner tune. I know a little. Dun dun, and that's what they do. They do that in A though. All right, but so I'm talking a lot. That's done quite frequently. It's a cool little lick and cowboy, but it's great. Okay, one more time. 3, 4, 1. So we got all that, the double stop, we have the triplet rhythm there, and syncopation in the eighth notes. Let me take the solo from the beginning. Ready? 3, 4, slow. Got it? There we go. Let's do more. All right, next, we're going to go back to this again. And that's kind of the in the first phrase. Remember what I told you, putting that fourth finger there under that F, right? And I'm going to play this. The trick is, too, if you want to go back and forth between this, remember, you're bending this note. Okay, so you got this C. You see that? I'm playing that F right under that. So you can see that, you can hear it. Bending this, playing the fourth finger here. Right? And that you're not bending, so you got to keep that steady. But do it like a double stop. Get that shape. Okay, and advantage of smaller hands. I don't have huge hands. I probably have a little bit below average. I don't know, what hand size is, but I would say my hands are big. All right, and this is a smaller fretboard than some of my other guitars. This is my Ed Clark. I love this guitar. Okay, it's a good speed guitar. It's good for a lot of things, but it's a solid body, as you can see. Now, again, you have this. You're going to play this. Play that F. Play that first string, right? And try not to bend this while you bend this. Back to that triplet thing. So if you get that, folks, you get that first phrase down. Those first phrases, you're going to come up with some of the same things, just, arranged a little bit differently. So let's play that. I guess it would be the third phrase. Ready? 3, on the and a 4. 3, 4. And he does that again. That afterthought. You have that triplet in there. That comes in a little quicker, though, that time. Remember the first time when we did the triplet, you hold that. This is just about a dotted half note. That's the time going by. So. Then you stop. Then you rest. So let me play that whole thing. Let me play the whole solo. Up to there, we have more to do. And we'll take it from the edge. Ready? 3, 4, 1. Back up to here. Stop. So that's where we are up to right now in the solo. You take this, when you do this, take this phrase by phrase. Remember, phrase by phrase, play it along, play it slow, go back and forth on the video, because of course these are live streams, but of course these get saved everywhere. All right, let's take that last part. Okay, that's a little bit tricky. Notice I got the hammers, the pulse. So we talked about double stops. Let's review a little bit. We did double stops, right? Playing, in this case, playing on adjacent strings, more than one note, okay, on 2 notes or on, adjacent 2 or more notes on adjacent strings, in this case, okay, bending notes, so learning how to bend. And just a brief thing on bending, when you bend, of course, you always want to play like this and learn how to play like that very square. But if you're bending notes, the thumb kind of does have to, I don't do this, when I bend. I guess I come like this. It depends on the bend. But remember, your hand has to be a little bit angled because you're pushing the string up from the side. It's almost like you're pushing the side of the string here. See that? You're not coming straight square down on it. You're pushing it on the side. If you try that, square and you bend, all right, you're going to slip off the string. All right? So the bend is occurring here. So it's a constant shift. I'm playing this, my fingers angled this way, my hands angled that way. And you need to do that when you play guitar. Yes, a lot of beginning guitar players, they need to learn this. You need to be square, single exercises. You play a chord like this, play a chord like that. That's backward shape, forward shape, all kinds of different chords. Right? So you need to keep angling and pivot your hand. There's no one way your hand should be. But yes, you should be able to do this when the time calls for that. And again, so hammers, remember what a hammer is, all right? That's playing the note, smacking it down, and a pull-off is playing from a higher note to a lower note. We talked about pull-offs. So when I'm playing this first phrase again, that's a pull-off there. I believe I talked about it earlier in there. Play this, and I'm just pulling the note off. And a pull-off again is, when you do the pull-off, I kind of snap it down to the next string. I don't do this, come way off the string. I don't know, sometimes I see people do that, and it's too much movement sometimes. Keep it close. All right, so I got this. See, I'm going this and down. All right, so that, we talked about a little bit about that before. I guess, if you're attempting to do this solo, you should have some experience behind you and kind of know what hammers and pull-offs and double stops are a little bit anyway. I would not try to attempt this from the very first guitar lesson. This is kind of an intermediate type lesson, all right? And let's continue. All right, the next part of my solo is like this. I do this. Now, you can slide it also. I'm coming from the 11th fret. All right. Then he goes single. I like to do two and hammer double stop. Now, that's something I was talking about before. I've got to hammer double stop. I got to keep it in a double stop shape. However you want to do it, both are fine. I don't think anyone's going to say, Brian May does it this way or that way. Get the sound of the solo. You're not going to sound exactly like Brian May. You play the notes the best you can and the rhythm as best you can. Maybe that you'll get, but you're not going to sound like him because that's him. You're not going to sound like me. I'm not going to sound like you. Right? Brian May's got a very distinctive sound. It's partly his guitar, but it's his hands and the way he picks. It's partly his equipment. You could go out and buy Brian. Well, I guess Brian would have to make his guitar, but I think he makes his own guitars. But you could go out and buy his equipment. Everything. You're not going to sound like him, okay? You might get a little closer than someone else, but it's you. But play the solos if you like them. I do. And they're all applicable to other things, folks. All right, so let's take a look at this. So I'm going to do it this way. You can do it that way or this way. Watch the last phrase. Comes in on the upbeat of 4 on the last measure. Ready? 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we got a few things in here. He goes into the double stop. Goes single note, right? That's that riff there. D, E, all right? And then to here, your F sharp. So you're in that D chord shape again, right? Although that's not a D chord being played there. Slide back, right? So let's listen to that part. I slide there. F sharp to E. Now a slide. Let's talk about a slide again. You can do it this way. All right, we have it there. We also have it here. I'm doing a lot of hammers and pull-offs and things of that nature. When you do this, we did a slide in the beginning, okay? When you're doing the slide, again, don't grip the guitar so hard. So I do this, and I bring my whole hand back, okay? Meaning my thumb. All right, my thumb is going to stay behind my second finger. I'll put my thumb here, watch. Okay? Sometimes people do that, and they keep their thumb in position. You don't. You want to leave that position, go to that position. And of course, when you're doing a sliding sound, all right, it's much different than playing a note, letting it go, and going to it. Because your thumb kind of still applies pressure, and your finger, of course, pressing down this way. Your thumb's still applying some pressure, but you don't want to press too hard. You can do it this way, but I wouldn't do that. Okay. So again, you have this. Let me take it from that last part. 3 and 4. One more time. 3, 4. Oops. I messed up. 3, 4. All right, now, here, back to this. He's on that A, and we do something there called staccato. Staccato is a short accent on the note. Doesn't make the beat go faster. Sometimes people play staccato and they say, I'll play the next note after. No, it's almost like a note and a rest. Okay? You can think of it as this is a quarter note, which they are. There are 8 quarter notes here. You play those notes. Now what you want to do to get that staccato, dun, dun, right? You want to play the note and just lightly lift off the string. Right? You don't want to leave it down, the note's still going to ring. Lift it up, but don't lift your finger off the string. Loose. Keep loose there. All right? So that's your next thing. So let's play that last phrase up to there. Bum, bum. You just got a little bit more. And we'll do that next. I'll play that for the whole last phrase. Then he goes, da, 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 da. Okay. And I'll show you those last few notes. I'm going to play one more time. Listen. Are you listening? I hope so. 3, 4. So once again, that last part after those staccato A's, watch, we got this. We're going to play this. This is a B now. We're going to bend that up to the C. We're not on the 13th fret. We're on the 12th fret. Okay? Play this. Play. Release. Pull off. And then play. Alright, so that's that sound. I remember I was very young. I got, we used to work from cassettes. I know you can't see them. I thought, hi. Just briefly here. I remember trying to do these things by Jeff Beck. And I guess I got them down at some point. But they were on cassettes. So yeah, they rewound it. So you got to do a little bit of that. And they didn't even slow it down, I don't think. They might have. I just remember that was some of my first attempts to do solos. And Jeff Beck's a good guy to try to attempt to do solos with. All right, so let's review. We talked about double stops, bending notes, hammers and pull-offs and slides. He's got everything in here. The best possible positions and fingerings. That's what I gave you. It's very important to understand what's the best place to play that. And when you're doing a solo, you have to, is he playing it on the 3rd string? Is he playing it because On the fourth string, this note, because the same notes appear in many different places, so you want to get you know, that tone of the strings, or as close as you can get it. But I feel like these positions are very comfortable for me, and they should work for you. All right? And it's very limited space. You know, I'm not moving around. He's not moving around a lot. And that's what you want to, I guess, avoid if you can help it. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the solo is not good. You know, is this a hard solo? It's not really hard. Is it an easy? No. Like I said, it's an intermediate type solo. Let me play it from the beginning. Okay. I'm going to take my thumb and put it down here now. Give me some feedback on that, folks, and email me. Tell me if you like this, because, again, when I'm doing this, I feel like you can see where I'm picking very, very clean. So you're not looking all the way, you know, all the way back here, all the way back here, you know, where I'm picking, and your eyes are moving back and forth. But it's about listening, too, and watching the left hand and watching the right hand. So, all right, I'll play back here because I need to get a better sound. Here comes the solo. Ready? 3, 4, 1. Play it quicker. I can play it quicker, I guess. I'll play it a little bit quicker for you. 3, 4, 1. I messed that up. Sorry. Yeah, we did that in the last one. And I'm playing with my thumb. I'll play with a pick now. Ready? 3, 4, 1. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it really slow for you, the whole thing. And you can try to, when you get the whole solo going, I'm going to play it a few times really slow. You can play along with it slow as well. I just wanted you to hear that's what it sounds like once you get it going. And then, you know, you take off and you'll be playing it up to speed in no time. Here we go from the beginning. Ready? 3, 4, 1. Again, I'm going to slow it down even more. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Back out. I'll play it a few more times and I'll talk to you. And hopefully you enjoyed that lesson as I enjoyed the lesson too. I know I need a haircut. Sorry. Yeah, I really do need a haircut. All right. So again, remember, phrase by phrase, we talked about all those things: double stops, bending notes, hammers, pull-offs, best possible fingering positions, using space and good phrasing. I'm really playing kind of clean tonight. I hope I'm always playing clean. I mean, I don't have a lot of distortion on. I am using Amp Tweaker's pressurizer. There's our 7th concept, okay? It's a nice little sustain compression pedal. If you want it just a little bit more, a little bit more sustain, give it a little bit more volume boost. It works very well. It does other things too. Change your tone with it and all that. And I love their stuff. I'm accumulating pedals, and they're one of the companies I really like. So one day I'll do some reviews of their products. Got to learn how to work all these things. Pressurize is not too bad. It's not too crazy with a whole bunch of different things on it. And the name is Amp Tweaker, and it definitely gets a, I forget the gentleman's name that owns the company, but his idea is to let's tweak the amp, and it's a good name because that's what it does, All right, I'll play that once again, and then I guess we'll wrap it up. So here we go, and your homework is to practice this. All right, one more time from the beginning, slow. Ready? I could play slow. 3, 4, 1. I hope you feel that rhythm out. You might be going, what's that? What's that? That's my dinarette or dino. I don't even know what you call these things. It's a dinarette. And I love using it because I use it on this leg. I'm using it on my right leg. Put it up. It really helps you adjust and hold the guitar. So I like holding the guitar high. Of course, when you do these live streams, again, you got to have the guitar in different positions and things of that nature. My camera's set up a little bit different tonight, but I'm sure the angle is good because I wanted you playing up here. I'm playing way up here, and that's the focus of what we're doing. All right, so please sign up for my Play Like a Pro video courses. Pure Beginning Guitar course, the Beginning Blues Guitar course. I got a Midway Blues Guitar course, and I also have a Beginning Ukulele course called the Pure Beginning Ukulele course. Okay. Don't be afraid to email me on stringsoundstudios.com. You can send me an email through our email list, or you can let me know what you would like me to do, and I'll get to it. So yeah, send me some of those requests in and everything else. And I think it's Alvaro there. A little trouble reading his name. Thanks for watching. Hope you're still on. And don't be afraid to say hi. Of course, I got to stay focused on the lesson and teach, but students out there, whoever's out there, friends and all that, just say hi. All right. Let's stay focused on the guitar here, though. Okay, because that's what it's about. All right. Did I leave anything out? I don't think so. So you'll let me know, though. Let me know how it goes. All right. Have a great day, and remember, play like a pro. I'm trying. Hopefully you think I'm a pro. That's my motto. Play like a pro at String Sound Studios. Have a good day, and I'll get a haircut for next time. Bye.
Play like a pro at String Sound Studios.